yesterday was a teaser, then you'd have to consider today to be the main event. Hello, and once again, and welcome back to some AEL Rocket League. My name is Max Formal. Joining me, it is Gex, as we get ready to bring you not one, not two, but a proper 3 series, all best of 5s, all round 3 action here tonight. And Gex, I mean, yesterday was a bit of a one-sided affair. Today, though, a lot of time in Group E, a little bit of time in Group B. We're hoping for some more competitive matches.
Yeah, absolutely. And you know what? I'm just excited about our first matchup because of the names. White versus black, that's the match made in heaven, right? Yeah,
it's a very topical matchup that's happening right now, but it's going to be a fun one nonetheless. RMIT White taking on Griffith Black to start off the day. Following this, we'll have Western Sydney Wyverns taking on the UWAES Rocket League Team 1, or as I like to pronounce it, the UWAES RLT1. Yeah, just a real mouthful right there. And last but not least, of course, it's going to be UOW. We suck at Rocket League. Trust me, they don't. Taking on the University of Melbourne Love Letters. That's going to be very much our main event for tonight. Still 3 fun games, starting off with Group E. As you can see right here, though, for our first 2 games, our first 2 teams, I should say, White and Griffith Black, not the start to the season they may have necessarily wanted. Each of them already spotting an L only 3 weeks in.
It is only 3 weeks in, though, like you said, so there's room to come back here, and Griffith Black has an extra win up here, so they're under slightly less pressure. They are sitting, I believe, in equal 3rd right now as well, so definitely something that we want to see for them improve, and they've got the better chance right now, judging by stats, but it is possibly just too early to tell, so I'm looking forward to it anyway.
Yeah, I'm going to be looking forward to see how it does play out, and we will be getting to that game in just a few moments' time. However, before we get into that, Gex, I do believe we have some sponsors we'd like to thank.
We do indeed. We couldn't do it without them, so let's shout these guys out. Predator, they conquer new worlds with Predator Gaming today. Predator are the gaming PC partner for AEL. Conquer new worlds with Predator Gaming. Predator puts power and precision in your hands. Elevate your gaming experience in every way with quality and performance thanks to Predator. We got AOC there as our second as well. The best viewing experience you can get. AOC is a global leader in monitor display technology for more than 50 years. AOC has delivered an exceptional viewing experience to millions of loyal customers worldwide, and today the company offers a wide selection of stylish monitors for home office or gaming. So definitely check them out. And finally, not to forget Rig, what it takes to win. They have some amazing stuff for headsets. I think Max was looking into them earlier, actually.
True.
Rig develops headsets delivering superior audio for competitive gamers and streamers at all levels. Join the Rig team and enhance your gaming experience.
Yeah, big thank you, of course, to all of our sponsors for this event. Look, Gex, I think it's high time we get ourselves onto that pitch proper as we bring the camera right back to the center of the arena. RMIT White will be in blue. Griffith Black will be in orange. You can see their standings up above. RMIT White, they desperately would like to turn their season around right about now. They're coming onto the pitch. Griffith Black on that orange side looking to get that winning record for the team in white. It is Nicey. It is AOE Amp, and it is Dante 5 for the side of Griffith Black. You have Chalky Milk, you have Bingso Wu, and you have Worthy. Now, I'm going to go straight into this one. How good is your Rocket League history, Gex?
Are we talking like all Rocket League? Are we talking uni?
We're talking RLCS Season 2 OCE.
Okay, no, I don't go back that far. Not quite. I mean, I'm a boomer, but that's very boomer.
Well, yeah, I'm in the same boat. And I got lambasted last week when I casted AOE Amp and didn't recognize that this guy is an Oceanic Rocket League RLCS champion back in Season 2.
Wow, okay.
Actually won. Was a winner.
Yeah, that's huge. So, I mean, surely RMIT White should have an advantage coming at that?
Look,
it's a long time ago.
It's a long time ago, and as you can see, they didn't come out on top. In fact, they actually fell a little bit short, and as I said, I got lambasted for not giving AOE Amp the credit that they absolutely deserved in the history and the impact that they have had on the Rocket League scene. Yeah, I know, right? Which is why I just immediately set you up, to be in that same boat as me. But
come at me on Twitter.
And I say RLCS. I say RLCS. It was Gfinity back then, of course, played. I
Yes.
believe it was for Order Gaming when they were finding that success, but has just been a part of the scene essentially since early 2016. So to see them back in a competitive sphere, even in a university league, I think is actually quite impressive. So I hope this time around I am giving AOEM the credit that they properly deserve.
I mean, let's be honest, a lot of people don't even remember Kronovi at this point, so. Here we are. But Worthy now, going to push this away as well. There's actually been some fairly good shots here in this game, mainly taken by Dante, but it is going to be AOE EMP that's going to score first.
I like EMP better because it sounds like imp. Either way, it is going to be AOE getting that opening goal. Just a nice, easy read through the corner, putting it in. 1 goal advantage for RMIT.
Oh, it's going to take more than that, though, because we have seen Griffith Black with that 2 games to their name as well. So they are up on their opponents in series scores so far in this tournament, and I think there's probably going to be a reason for that displayed. It's just whether they can make that matter enough to take this series. Oh, first shot coming out of Nicey now will score, and that is a banger of a shot too.
I have to see if this is our own goal quota or not. No, that was going in regardless. That doesn't count as an own goal, so we're still good. Yeah, absolute amount of power on that from Nicey. Able to clear the entire pitch, put it in the net. Super well done. Look, I just realized something else as well, because, yeah, while I got a little bit Discord heat for not showing the praises towards AOE in this one, I also have to remember who it was who was throwing the heat my way. One name that seems to come up a lot in these broadcasts, one Lethal for Life, was the one who came at me. Also happens to attend RMIT as well, and I'm now just putting it together why he may have been so emotionally charged.
Dude, it's fine. He tells me that he knows more about Asia than I do, so we're in it together. It's fine. Lethal, come at me as well, buddy. EMP, another one. This is going to be tough to beat at this rate. Griffith are getting walloped.
Yeah, that's another great goal right there, just outside the box. AOE will put it straight in. And it's an interesting one because when you looked at the standings coming into this, obviously you look at AOE 0-1. You take a look at the Griffith side. They already have a win to their name. And Griffith has a good history of success within this tournament as well. However, you have to remember sort of the opponents. Like that matchup that we saw last week, I feel like it's going to be a battle for the top of this group right now. So even though we are seeing a world where RMIT probably didn't step on that right foot, this team is still very, very strong and kind of one of my favorites of that group to advance to the playoffs. And it's kind of hard to pin them as the underdog in this matchup considering the firepower that the squad has.
Agreed. But, I mean, it's worth remembering as well that if they win this, they only go even with Griffith Black. So it's going to take more than that throughout the tournament, but this is a very important first step. And Dante 5, he's going to find an angle and a half to make sure that it's secure.
I mean, right now it's looking very good for the RMIT side right there. That was just such a nice spike down into the net. Rare that you see those kind of spikes from the back of the car while it's still moving upward, so a very difficult shot nonetheless. And that is exactly, you know, more of that firepower, more of the offensive threats that you kind of need to showcase early in a series to really set the tempo for this one. Very strong showing for RMIT. They might even have another goal right here. Dante wants his second double and is going to get it. Maybe not as clean, but the point still counts.
And you have a point here. These guys are coming up so strong. It is hard to doubt that they are a top pick for their group at the very least here. And I'm definitely seeing playoffs in their future. But again, this is just the first step in that. So
yeah, and again, just to remind people of that UTS lineup that RMIT lost against, it consists of Flicky, who's been in the bubble scene for ages, Knight, who's still one of those up-and-comers in the bubble scene, and Aza, you know, formerly of Hazard. Gex, that should be the name you recognize.
Yeah, all right. Yeah, of course. I'm on top of that one. It's fine. It's fine. Look, I'm an APAC guy. Don't question me on oh, no, OCE knowledge. Oh, my goodness. That's Yummy's job.
Well, Yummy isn't here, and so you have to deal with me right now and my lack of knowledge, but pretending like I know what I'm talking about. So kind of the same as Yummy. Either way, 40 seconds still remaining in this one. Nicey from up above. Ball will waterfall down, not quite hitting its mark in the net. Either way, though, with only 30 seconds remaining, RMIT, they're taking game one quite comfortably.
Yeah, I don't think there's anything left in this one, but it would be nice to see Griffith at least score one away here, get on some kind of roll for the second game, mount that confidence, but it doesn't look like it's likely right now. All of the control of this ball across field is in RMIT White's half.
Just a nice little cross up on that pass right there. Two defenders facing the wrong way. Pretty easy placement, relatively speaking, of course, for RMIT to get that goal. Although that nearly was the response from Big Sowo. Not quite there this time. Another chance for Chalky Milk to set something up. And Waterfall's down. Dante misses ball in a dangerous spot, but it's actually nice who's putting it off of their own backboard. It's not going to go in. Timer's going to tick down, and game number one is secured by RMIT White.
And I'd like to thank Bing Zowo for bringing Max as close to saying ooh as I've ever heard him. So, that's a shout out on its own.
I don't like that shout out. That one makes me feel weird. Hey, look at that. RMIT 1-0 game one officially now in the books. And when you come into a series right now opening with a 6-0 victory, this is normally when I start to get comfortable, settle myself in, because historically, things have not gone well for the team that falls behind like this.
No, I mean, it's pretty standard in, any of these level competitions, whether you're looking at high school or university, that if you see a runaway game that's that dominant, the team will just be that dominant in a series. And I think Griffith Black has it in them, and we've got an ex-RLCS champ here, so RMIT probably have this one in the bag, but I want to see some pushback. Like, it's just not interesting unless you see that pushback. And Griffith don't seem terrible. It's not. I don't think that there's any world in which they can't score here. But there is a world in which they won't.
And I think I want our audience to pay attention to as we kind of go into the second game is watch the difference in how both of these teams touch the ball and when we see RMIT choose to be delicate and when they choose to bang it, as opposed to Griffith Black, who are kind of less consistent on their ball places from their uncontested touches. Obviously, when we're talking 50s, that's a little bit different. But, I mean, this right here is a good example. Nicey just puts that ball in a spot that the first player to it was Dante. The first player to it was going to be a member on their own side. RMIT's so good usually at dishing it to their teammates, whereas Griffith Black, they've been struggling with that aspect of this game.
Yeah, I mean, you've got to find that open space. You've got to find somewhere that the opponents just can't deal with it. And even there, AOE EMP didn't take the shot there. It might have looked like a save, but it puts the ball firmly in their control still, and it means that pressure mounts. Boost control is lost, and now they have a lot of pressure onto Griffith here.
So we do watch this pressure just being mounted from that midfield line. A rare misstep actually coming from RMIT will allow Griffith Black a semblance of offensive pressure, one that Bing tried to take advantage of, but is already thrown back the other way. What a well-placed touch from AOE EMP. That's going to be the 1-0 lead.
Yeah, beautiful. I mean, you look at Season 2, and you're probably not first up thinking about mechanics, but it's placements and judgment calls like that that definitely would have gotten him wins back then, and it still will now.
Gfinity Elite Series 1 champion for Order Gaming, EMP. I mean, look, there's other big names on that squad as well. Express, Dumbo, Goldie, Enigma. I mean, all of these names, and there was, of course, AOE there as well. It's kind of crazy to see them now playing in a university league, if you know what I mean. Yeah. Considering that, usually the university students are the stars of tomorrow. And I could see a world where AOE, returning to competition, gets that itch once again, might try to throw it once more against some of the big dogs. We'll see if they can keep up. There is a difference that we see sort of, in terms of speed and tempo. I think at this stage, AOE still would probably have to do a little bit more practice before we're looking at, Renegades EMP, but you never know.
Well, I mean, I heard somebody call the Renegades the washed veterans just earlier, I think it was. So
who would have said
maybe,
that?
No, I
have
no idea, man.
That seems cap. that seems full cap right now. Nice 0-1. Going to go for a dribble, play off that backboard pass back to AOE. Oh, an unfortunate miss once again. 1-0 game. Game number 2 so far, a lot more competitive scoreline-wise, but I can't help but feel like despite the 1-0 score, it's still been very much in RMIT's control.
Oh, absolutely. It's been their ball possession almost the entire way. Bingzoa right now actually playing that relatively intelligently, leaves it in a spot where he is guaranteed to get to that first and baits out his opponents to make sure they have control. They're able to push up field, but it goes back the other way. And you mentioned a guy named Flicky before. I watched Sonic, the new Sonic movie the other day, and my mind is like filled with Sonic right now. I'm just wondering if it's a reference. It's got to be a reference, right?
Flicky? No. Flicky's been...
Flicky's Island. That's like still 90s Sonic.
Maybe? I doubt it. I think Flicky is just named for the flicks.
I really hope it's Flicky for the
Sonic reference.
You're shattering my dreams as Dante shatters the defense for only the second goal in this series.
Yep, only the second one, but they make it look so easy when they put it through. Just, flicks it. Could almost name Dante Flicky 2 right now. Right past two defenders and into the net. Just under 100 seconds remaining in our second game. Still pretty much dominated by the RMIT wide side. Griffith Black, a quick goal, though, could get them back into it. It still would be their first goal of the series, however.
Oh, Worthy puts that high. Nicey to the backboard. Oh, I thought we were going to see some more. I mean, regardless of no scoreline here out of Griffith and the control that RMIT White have had in this series, this is quite a good display out of Griffith. They are standing their ground. This is not going to be the blowout of a match the first one was, and that's improvement. Improvement is one of the biggest things you've got to look at because, like you said earlier, these are, for the most part, players of the future. This is the next generation of players.
I want to ignore that quadra commit, but I really can't. I just need to draw that to light. That was rough. Oh, I like the double touch attempt, however. Nicey's going to want to go as well, but this time Worthy can make the save. Dante was back for it, but can't get to that ball fast enough, and there's going to be our first goal for the side of Griffith Black. And with 34 seconds remaining, maybe they can turn game 2 around.
Yeah, still enough time, but that's a great touch upfield by Worthy. Targeted EMPs, mispositioning there, maybe just a little bit of underestimation of their opponents as well. So definitely capitalizing there well. Griffith showing that they do have a reason to be in the position they are right now.
30 seconds left on the clock. And this could be another goal in favor of RMIT's side. Nice, put it off the backboard, pass back across the box. No attacker there to follow it up. However, the more important thing, though, for RMIT is that they shut down that middle of the field, which they look to be doing.
They are indeed, and there's more shots on target, but EMP is going to get denied here.
Hold on.
Now Bings, he didn't quite get control of that. Had he turned that into an air dribble, he was away for a goal there, but might just be out of the skill range of him at this moment. Maybe we see it later on.
Maybe we do. It was a high-pressure situation, right? That breakaway goal, 1v1 against the defender, to execute under those kinds of nerves. It's always going to be a challenge, and unfortunately for Griffith, they come up a little bit short this time. Still one more chance, though, to bring it all back. It's only a 2-0 series lead, right? Not 3-0 just yet. However, the brooms are starting to come out, I fear, and RMIT, they could be 5 minutes away from a very nice clean sweep.
They are cleaning house right now, but there is the possibility of something standing in the way here. A stain on their reputation it could be if Griffith can manage to come back here and take a game. Nicey's going to flip back onto this for the control on the ball. Gets it in air and looks for control in air as well, but just can't find it well enough to sink it. But that's going to be a big opportunity as Chalky Milk misses that one.
Yeah, instead, though, it's still going to be another chance, perhaps, as EMP slows it right on down. That is 3 attackers behind the ball. Scary situation momentarily for RMIT. They are able to recover as Nice puts it up off their back fender and able to follow it through as well. Now it's Griffith who's racing back on defense. Double commit in the goal, gets the pinch. Dante will catch it, and now we have a play up above. Reset, not quite there.
Chalky Milk.
Oh, no.
Back on that. They realized it was a double commit, but both of them left it. And they just leave an alley for Dante to shoot down. That's a strike.
Oh, that is a painful one. That is not...
Can we count that as... Like, that's got to be close to an own goal, right? Like, that's close.
I don't know what you call that because it was, like, synchronized in how they each approached the ball equidistance and then turned the opposite way at the same time. I mean... I'm not sure I'd give that the gold medal. Maybe a silver as Nicey puts another one in, 2-0, and we're only 1 minute into game 3.
Okay, they want this one to be a blowout again. They were not happy with winning that by such a narrow margin in game 2, and they are just hunting right now.
That they are, and off to a fantastic start if they do want to complete this sweep. We'll see what Nicey's going to be able to do from the side wall, just putting it towards the opposite corner. Bingo really needed to control that a little bit better, and that goes back to the point I made back at the beginning of game number 2, where I do fear that some of the touches, especially the uncontested ones, allow opportunities for their opponents instead. Dante making it 3-0.
Yeah, but can we talk about Nicey's passing here? This is a beautiful setup. I mean, he just found the open space, and that's what we've been talking about. Yes, some level of mispositioning there out of the defense. You can tell why they would be on the back foot, why they would be panicking when shots are coming in, but regardless, I think if you were back post there, that was still going to slip through. That was just such a beautifully set up shot.
This has to be a goal, and they can't find it.
I sent it though. Where's the third man? Nobody taking the shot as an open net appeared to them a second time.
It's just not coming together, unfortunately, for the side of Griffith. And again, when we talk about the history of this Griffith team, I mean, some of the best lineups we've seen in AEL history have come out at Griffith University, but today they're just not showing it, and that's the own goal!
There it is!
Oh, we hit our quota in beautiful style.
Yeah, I knew we would see it in Series 1. When we didn't quite see it in Game 1, I was like, well,
that's
that's
a
it.
pre-flip.
That's got to be it. Yeah, the pre-flip. That is the style you were talking about. Like that's a beautiful own goal. Be proud. Clip that.
Yeah, the mid-pitch pre-flip own goal. That's that is this. Okay, Gex, would you believe me if I said that's the second pre-flip own goal I've cast today?
I would. I would believe you if you said that was the second pre-flip own goal you got today.
Okay. Look, I don't play this game. I only yell at it, all right? So you shouldn't believe that one. But no, that was, yeah, it happened earlier today in a high school lead. I was following as well. There was a pre-flip own goal, but not with that kind of velocity. It was a lot closer to the net and a much tighter angle, actually. That was the really impressive thing about the first one. I kind of like this one, though, from Griffith better.
Oh, this is actually getting away from RMIT White for only a moment, though. It gets sent back and we see another one. It's happened again.
I feel like this one shouldn't count because that ball was going in regardless. That was just a whiff defensively.
It's savable, right? Like,
okay, in hindsight, Chalky just downed that right in the middle of the net. Okay, no.
Yeah, yeah.
Look, if you can't score on your opponent's net, just score on your own.
There's styling no matter what you say, right?
Absolutely. Look, I have taken that motto into physical sports. Granted, this was all the way back in like year 1, right? We were playing indoor hockey, and I don't know what happened exactly, but, you know, kids being kids, I got really angry at my own team. And in sudden death overtime to end like the play session, I just own goaled it from mid-pitch, just smacking it as hard as I can at my own team. And then celebrated with the other side as if I was on their team all along. It was good stuff.
Oh, my goodness. That's so close. Chucky gets a save there as well. Worthy pushes it out. Almost the 6th coming through, but there's still fight out of Griffith.
Yeah, you know what? They don't want to end on a 5-0 deficit. I don't think any team realistically would want to pass back across the middle to Nice-01. And they're not going to get this one. Still a minute and a half remaining. 5-0 in favor of that team in blue. And at this stage, I'm willing to call it. They're going to get that clean sweep. It's all about what Griffith can do in response. They don't get the double.
I really wanted to see that. That would have been such an amazing way to make a statement in this match that regardless of losing here, they've got it in them to do more, and they almost pulled that off.
They were so close, but that won't be the case this time around.
Oh,
Chalky Milk with a breakaway. That last touch is just enough to put it in, and it's going to be 5-1 now. Griffith get a point on the board.
Like, we're getting close to the funny number that you don't like saying anywhere but in League of Legends. Yep. But look, this is actually promising. Like I was talking about, Griffith have shown that while they're up against an absolute monster of a team right now, that somehow got a bad start here in this tournament, they are still in this with a shot. They are fighting for this, and they have the skills to back it up.
That they do, and I'll be curious to see where Griffith goes from here, because this is their second loss of the season when it's going to be all said and done. Yes, second goal, very nice, well done. That means we're not going to talk about Brazil in this game. But the problem is only 2 teams make it out of the group to playoffs, if I'm not mistaken. It could be 3. I'll have to double check on that. 2 losses early in the season pretty much means you have to start winning starting next week. So Griffith, yes, they're still figuring some things out, but they're going to have to figure them out pretty much right about now. These final 30 seconds of the game, I want to see the new and improved Griffith already, and you could argue that's a little too late, that's a little too harsh. I say Chalky Milk is delivering. No,
oh my goodness,
not quite.
Yeah, I mean, if we're looking at the same format as AEL High School, it would only be the top 2 from each group. Yeah, that would be correct. There is fight left in Griffith Black, but unfortunately for them, the fight might remain, but the time does not. It's going to reach ground here somewhere, and that means that this match is over for them. And I just look to the future for them. I think that we haven't seen the last of them. I don't think we've seen the best out of them either. And you got to look to the future for RMIT White as well, because they played this fantastically. I think your prediction's right. We are going to see them in playoffs. It's just going to take them crawling back from that 1-game loss at the beginning of this.
Yeah, and I mean, again, when you take a look at that UTS team, they're a potential tournament favorite to win the whole shebang. So it's not as if that loss was necessarily unexpected, and it's not as if RMIT are necessarily out of the equation just yet. But neither is Griffith Black. We'll kind of see where each of these 2 teams go from here as I bring it back to itself. Oh, yeah, take a look. There's that UTS lineup. Probably should go back to the more relevant stats at the moment. Look, that was only game number 1 here in Group B. We are going to be coming back to Group B as well for our next game, taking a look at UWAES RLT1, a team that's currently 2-0 versus the side, I believe it was the Wyverns, who are 1-1. And we talk about how in Group B, UTS could be that team to beat. UA still hasn't lost a game.
Oh, that's very tough to beat then. That doesn't mean that they're unbeatable. Maybe they've just come up against much easier teams than this matchup will be. So, I mean, that's my hope. You never want to see just a straight-up beatdown. We just saw it then. But, you know, I think there's still some fun left in today. Let's hope that they can rise to the occasion.
Yeah, we'll see if that's going to be the case. We will be back with more Group E action after a short break, so do stay with us. More AEL Rocket League when we return. And we are back, everybody, right on the tick of that timer. Man, it feels good when everything comes up. Millhouse, and speaking of coming up winners, it's now time for one of our undefeated teams, UWAESRLT1. They haven't dropped a game yet. They're going to try to continue that undefeated one against the Western Sydney Wyverns and Gex. This is going to be an interesting matchup because we've already highlighted how difficult Group E is. I kind of feel like for this RLT1 side, they need to keep this undefeated streak going as long as possible if they want any chance of actually getting out of this group.
Absolutely. But I mean, it is worth noting that there is only one loss for most of the teams in this group. Only one team, in fact, taking 2 here. So one loss is, as we just saw from an incredibly strong team out of RMIT White, one loss can be an exception. So we could see a total blowout match here again for the side that's unexpected. We just don't know. So I'm keen to see what the teams have in store for us, if that was just a one-off event, that loss, or if RLT1 can just bring this through as a blazing match and keep that streak going.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see as well because, like, the reason why I'm saying it, I guess it's so important for them to get those wins now is because they have the sort of tougher back half of the season where they're going to be going up against more of the favorites. So it's like they're winning the games they're supposed to win early. The Wyverns, theirs coming into this one 1-1 is still kind of hard to really place where this team realistically is at, even though we've seen them on stream before. They're showing it wasn't necessarily memorable, dare I say it. So they still have chances to impress. They still have chances to turn things around. I'm going to be looking at the Wyverns under a much more critical eye, I feel like, because I want to see how they can elevate to become one of those favorites as well. This is a very fascinating series. I expect it to be a lot closer than our first one of the evening.
Yeah, I mean, it wouldn't be that hard, though, would it?
True,
and
true.
We'll find out pretty quickly if that's the case, because we found out quickly in that one. And they are already in match, so let's get it underway. Let's see if it is as close as we're hoping.
Yeah, let's see if they can pull it off. Of course, on that Wyvern side, we have Phoenix, we have Fitzenho, and we have Inexplicable Mortal. For the side of UWAESRLT1, it is Saf looking for a friend, as well as Suckery and Crab.
Yeah, I was saddened by that name as well. I had to tell him in the chat before we started. I'll be his friend. Like, you know, one of those distant friends you can't really rely on, but they're kind of around. It's fine.
You know,
I'll claim it.
All I'm saying is beggars can't be choosers, so I hope they take you up on that offer. As we do move along with this one, Paul through that corner right now, and I have to give credit to the RLT1 side. They've done a good job controlling the tempo of this game for that first minute. This attack's been going for about 45 seconds, and with that demo, they had a chance. Follow-up shot from Crab. It's off the post as well, and realistically, this game should be 1-0.
And there was time there. Sometimes Sonic is wrong. You don't have to go fast. Just take your time. Make sure the shot counts and stop hitting that crossbar because it is early for T1 to be messing that up, particularly when we have predicted a bit of a closer match than we saw before. This gives Wyverns an opportunity to open this up.
Yeah, let's see if they're going to be able to take advantage of it because they are forced immediately back on that defensive side. Fitzenho going for the solo play. Created a bit of space, but not enough for the team to follow it up straight away. So we go right back towards that blue side of the field. Phoenix has to try and solo it. Can only go so far with it. Crab with the swing. Crab with the miss. Sakiri with the shot, but it's caught by Phoenix once more on that goal line. Saf back over to Crab, who still is stifled on that goal line. Credit where it's due. Western Sydney's defense, they've been holding on the edge. Nope. Holding on the edge, Gex. Holding on the edge.
Yeah. There's no such thing as a caster curse. It's a myth. Max is living proof. The demo there could change things, though. Phoenix, again, just holding on to this. It has to break at some point, though. It's a lot of pressure on Wyverns. Sticking in there. And oh my goodness! We see things go south. 1 point will go T1's way, and that is disappointing for Wyverns.
That was just a fantastically placed strike out of Crab right there. Across the pitch, off that left defender and into the net. Really well done. And I mean, look, if we were to kind of take the first half of this game and divide it by, like, how much attack each side has had, I would say it's been 80% dominated right now by the UWAES side, like RLT1. They're definitely controlling the placement of the ball, the tempo of this game. It did feel like a matter of time before they found that goal, and I don't expect them to let up either, Gex. They've already found their second.
Yeah, no, I mean, it's not blowing out like that first game last series, so I do think that we were right on the call that this could be closer, but closer's not enough unless you get the win, and this could be our team here.
Group
Western
E is
Sydney
mean.
Wyverns. Yeah, it could be Western Sydney Wyverns, though, being the second team to take two series loss.
You have multiple pro and ex-pro members in Group E, and then you also have this RLT1 side, which when they start playing well, you can see how strong they are at just suffocating their opponents out of a game. I mean, Group E is arguably the best group in this competition.
I'd have to agree with you there. We've seen some amazing stuff already, and this is a big one again. That's good off the wall there for defense, but is enough to keep them at bay. Wyverns are putting on pressure finally here. They've broken out of their own half, and they look good doing it, but they have to keep it up. There's nobody on the ball. That's a big miss, though. We'll let them get back to it. Fitzino has no boost and can't chase it up.
Yeah, I really wanted to make a play happen through the corner. Unfortunately, just kind of lost out, and I'm not sure attacking through the corner is realistically the right call right now for the Wyverns side. I feel like if they're going to try to find successes, they're going to need to be a little bit more dynamic. I like that shot a bit more. Defense barely able to make the save, but now here comes Sakiri off of the ceiling, looking to throw it back for a friend. Saf is going to have to keep looking, however. Can't make contact with the ball.
Phoenix might have a center here. Does. Fitzino's up. It's a good touch, but nobody there for the backboard. Inexplicable Mortal in good position for the defense, but Crab is just outright faster.
Crab has been all over the field, constantly in the right position at the right time. Really strong showing from the... What are crabs again? They're do they count as shellfish?
I know they're not kosher, so I guess so.
Yeah, well, crabs are, good play from the shellfish, but perhaps a better play from the Phoenix as they fly through the sky, fakes out the defender, but can't quite get it into the net.
Oh, put aside, Saf. A touch there, but Fitzino gets to drop it, and with three members on that spot, if it's one here, could be a good start for Wyverns. Is there enough time? Even if they put that away, the clock ticks down. As Fitzino goes for one more challenge, it is actually Wyverns' control in this last minute and a half probably that has been dominant here.
It has been, but they were never able to convert for the goal, unfortunately, for the blue side. So they're going to have to walk away, dropping game number 1. But a lot more signs of life than we may have initially expected considering the first 2 minutes of this game.
I mean, realistically, though, we're talking about the fact that Wyverns had control, weren't able to convert. You could say the same thing with a scoreline like that, with the amount of control up until that final minute that UWAES T1 had. They had the vast majority of dominance on field for that game, and they were still only able to put 2 away. Wyverns' defense arguably did hold up there. They just couldn't score back.
Yeah, it was a rough ending for them, but too little too late, I think, is going to be kind of the theme for the Wyverns in game number 1, that those signs of life that they showed, they only came through at the end. But I trust this team. I trust their team unity. I think they are going to play as a squad moving forwards. After all, they were able to sync up all of their Steam profile pictures to be a Family Guy character, so that has to attest for something, right?
I mean, it earns style points? I want to say style points, right?
Yeah, so do I. It's style points, it's team synergy, it's that team building, it's us having to remind the players they could just go when they want to after the series does start. So hopefully we will get into this game. Oh, they were waiting for me. That's nice.
Oh, that's cute. That's cute.
Wait, were they?
They really don't want to. Yeah.
Okay.
They were. They really don't want to disappoint you, Max. That's just
good.
How desperate staff is for a friend.
I mean, you shouldn't want to disappoint me. That's a given. No, dare I say, that's a law.
Max just flexing here. It's fine.
I'm you mirroring, bro? I'm mirroring.
You got the RLCS job, man. You just changed.
Yeah.
Something changed,
Yeah.
man. It's that ego coming up.
It's
That's
that
RLCS ego.
massive, massive ego,
Yeah.
uncontained. It's that.
Uncontainable, Ben.
No, it wasn't RLCS that did. All right, it was those like. I'm not going to go into that one. Still 4:15 remaining. Well, because I don't want to, I had a joke lined up, but it would have come across as a little mean-spirited. I don't want to do that. So we're going to watch Saf connect on a pass caught underneath by Fitz and Ho. And we do go back and forth. Crab now. Whoa! Almost got the reset. Would have been a good one to see. Inexplicable Mortal challenged in the corner. Throws it back to Phoenix. And here comes the shot from Saf. Off the backboard. Is it in? Not quite. Crab underneath. Can't drive it straight. And still no goal scored. Oh, that was a close one as well from Sakiri.
And we're starting off very similarly. It's an onslaught of attack by UWAEST 1 and Wyverns yet to answer. They won't even find an answer to that shot, unfortunately, as Crab scores the first one in game 2.
So you watch this again. That angle.
An angle, yeah.
Woo! Crab definitely has been kind of the standout player in my eyes so far throughout this series. Kind of called their name out a fair bit back in game number 1 just because of how fast they are around that pitch, and they're able to find good striking angles. I don't think we've seen the same success consistently out of the defensive side out of Crab. As you can see, they go for the solo play and kind of drive it straight into a defender with the team not really knowing how to play around it, but that's just one example of it. For the most part, though, Crab definitely has been the star of the series to this point.
Oh, Saf misses that touch just barely. I actually saw the hit animation on that, so just the barest of contact, not enough to even move the ball, and that could have been a shot for them. Now, we know how good they can look on attack. Do they get to mount this again, or do we see that switch earlier where Wyverns start to come out with control?
I mean,
Doesn't look like it.
Yeah, the problem is that the Wyverns have been pinned back for so long, and you saw it right there, Crab. As whenever we see the Wyverns play it forward, they're going to steal that boost away, so that even when you do get those fleeting moments, they realistically only have one shot coming at the blue side before they're out of resources and are forced to rotate back once again. The boost control coming from RLT1 has been very dominant in this second game, and that's how come even though they're not scoring a lot of goals, it feels like they are quite far ahead.
And the lack of communication coming out of Wyverns right now is concerning. We're seeing a lot of double commits, even on very slow balls, with nobody saying a word to pull anybody else off. You've got so long that you can have an entire conversation about who's going to go for that. Oh my goodness, Fitzino gets the redirected into red by Saf.
Yep, Saf found a friend in Fitzino, but I'm not sure it was recuperated. Case in point, that demo right there. But too little, too late. Sakiri's going to go ahead, put in their second goal of the game. And just like game number 1, it's a 2-0 lead.
Sakiri puts that one away. He's not probably the member of the team that we've talked a lot about, but he does sit up there and scoring that one away. He's actually the lead shot taker in this match currently with 4 on board for UWAST1, and there's going to be 1 for Wyverns. This is a much earlier start for them. This is what we want to see.
Inexplicable goal from Inexplicable Mortal right there. Defense not expecting that clear coming from the middle of the pitch, so good capitalization coming from the team in blue. Western Sydney back in this game.
Yeah, say they've got a good name at the very least. I love the Wyverns. That's a fantastic team name.
Wyvern, how's it pronounced?
Wyvern.
Yep. I think it was Fetch and I had that disagreement. I had to bust out the Google Translate. Crab, by the way, just made it 3-1.
Yeah, beautiful touch there. Sends it high. I mean, it doesn't have an A in it. How can it be wavered?
We need to go back to Microsoft Samantha or whatever her name is. We're going back to it.
Tell us, Samantha. It's coming out. Are you going to put the sound on stream?
I just did. Yeah, it's Wyvern. Wyvern.
Okay, there we go. Thank
Wyvern.
you.
I'm just clicking it over and over again right now. You can't hear it, Gex, but everyone on the stream can.
I can imagine it. It's a beautiful sound. The symphony. You're just playing the Wyverns chant. You're getting them hyped up, trying to get them another goal here by Spirit, and Zaf is going to deny it as an inexplicable. They do have good control over this right now. Phoenix, though, that's not the touch they would have been looking for.
Now I remember it's the British who pronounce it wrong. They pronounce it Wyvern.
Oh, yes. Yeah, okay.
But they're British. Phoenix.
Wyvern, mate.
Wyvern. Phoenix going for a pass over to Inexplicable Mortal. Can't go too far with it. Crab now actually going to go for a solo play. They connected on the pinch. Don't turn it into a goal, but the follow-up shot will go through. Sakiri again. They played that third man role when on the attack so well.
They really do. So Sakiri is coming up so massively right now. Like I said, we haven't really discussed Sakiri too much here, but absolutely in position when it's needed over and over again. Saf has been the man to set up a lot of the time here, and what a setup it is. Sakiri finds top right corner. That is top bins. Brilliant shot here.
Yeah, Sakiri once more. I mean, definitely it does seem to be the strongest striker on the RLT1 side. So finding that goal, making it a 5-1 lead. Game number 2 now out of reach. And it's strange because the Wyverns at times felt stronger in this second game, but over the past minute or so, it's kind of fallen apart for them.
I like that it's been back and forwards. I think that that's something that shows Wyverns have the capacity to turn a game, and that's something that they're going to have to be able to do in this series. Unfortunately, now they're in a position where they're going to have to do it consistently for the rest of the series if they want to take this out. And reverse sweeping this, my friend, I do not think is going to be a possibility. Saf is going home with a few more friends after the display they're going to be putting on right now.
I mean, look how cuddly Saf is right there. Just kind of...
He's so cuddly. He's snuggling up.
Yeah, such a cuddly Rocket League player. That is going to do it, though, for game number 2. 5-1 scoreline as the clock hits 0. Could get one more goal. We'll see as the ball drops. We will not get one more goal, but the damage was still done. UWAES RLT1 up 2-0 now in this series. 1 game away from our second sweep in a row.
I like the well played coming out there from the Wyverns as well. They've got respect for their teammates. They understand where this victory is coming from, and Wyverns have been able to step up. They've got answers. They just don't have enough of them yet, and that blew out at the end of that match, but like you said, I think that was a better match out of Wyverns despite a worse scoreline here. I
mean, it was more consistent for them for the first 3 minutes, but a glaring problem when you take a look at these stats at the end still is that lack of ability to find consistent offensive pressure. When they're on that defensive side of the field, they are still struggling to get it past that midfield line. It has been very easy for RLT1 at times to just continue to control the ball in that midfield. So...
yep.
Until that changes, it's still a very tough series for the Wyvern side. I'm not as comfortable as predicting the sweep, however, as I was in our last series. I think the Wyverns still can find opportunities for themselves. It's just whether or not they're going to be able to execute, especially as we move to the pressure that is Champions Field.
I think it's going to come down to a point that I mentioned in the last game as well, and that is communication. Wyverns have had an issue with it. They are able to fix that issue on defense, and that's why they were able to get some control out of that start swing the game. But what a start from T1.
That's starting off on the right foot, and it's exactly what Western Sydney did not want to have happen. Yet how can you defend against that? Saf, an absolute cracker of a redirect. 1-0 lead for the team, already 2-0 up.
Oh, that is definitely a good way to start for T1. I mean, they've had some amazing goals, but nothing to just kick off momentum in a game quite like that. Beautiful high-speed redirect, but is it good back? Inexplicable nearly comes away with that off of just a beautiful read onto that and some high speed off of it. Phoenix, what a touch! Crab is going to be the savior on that. And finally, it does look like Wyverns might have some communication on the attacking front. That's what I was going to talk about, is now they are coming up. They are holding that pressure, and that's what we needed to see in the last game.
Yeah, they held it for a solid 20 seconds or so. They couldn't convert it into a goal, but it was a nice look from the Wyverns. However, not to be too much of Debbie Downer right here, but RLT1's defense was near immaculate at that same token, right? And then they're going to turn it into that second goal as well. And what I'm trying to make is when the Wyverns are finding quality shot after quality shot and they're still unable to break that defense, I'm going to be concerned moving forwards that they're going to find a consistent amount of goals to match RLT1's offensive capabilities.
But, I mean, that's kind of what you see when you see two teams matching up at a similar level, but one of them has more consistency than the other. You see consistency beat out, and it might not always be by a large scoreline, but you will almost always see a victory out of the one side. And right now, that is T1.
And it's also why the Direwolves, have hit and miss successes. But, yeah, 3-0 lead right now in favor of UWA ESRLT1. Game number 3 starting to go very well for that team in orange, although Crab has disconnected. So we got a little bit of a power play all of a sudden. Maybe this is the opening Western Sydney needs.
3v2, and we do not have RLCS.
Oh, there's Crab.
So we're not going to be able to pause this one.
Crab's
Crab
back. Crab's
is back. He's onto it. I mean, 3.5 minutes left. 3v2. I actually still think T1 has the capability, even with only 2 players, to form a fairly immaculate defense.
It'd be tough.
I mean, it would, and it would break eventually. But for the period of time that Crab was potentially out of that game, I think that it was holdable for them.
Yeah, it would have been an interesting. I mean, it's only going to be a what if, and to be quite frank, it may have led to a closer game, yes, but I'd still rather see both these teams go at it full strength 3v3, which is what we're getting right now. Ball's going to waterfall down in front of the net. Someone's got to be there. It was Sakiri who got there first. A rare miss, yet I dare say that angle was impossible.
I think you mean a rare save. Yeah, I do agree. I think it was completely impossible. It was the timing that was wrong. He did actually have the slight timing advantage to be able to slow that down and read it as a bounce, but meeting it on the wall, there was no chance of putting that away.
Unfortunate. Perhaps a second chance right now for Sakiri. This one will go through. 4-0 lead in game number 3, and this is turning into a whitewash.
It is indeed. I mean, white team isn't even in this one. RMIT aren't here, and we're still saying it's a wash for them.
Yeah, it's rough. But you know what? Still half a game to go. Let's see what happens. We've already gotten 1 disconnect. Maybe we could see 3, and then all of a sudden you've got open net misses on the equation as we watch that clear from the backfield line. And look, I say that not to knock Western Sydney. I say that to knock the entire Oceanic region as a whole.
I mean, who doesn't? Let's be honest. Phoenix coming up. Oh, it's not going to happen. I'll tell you who doesn't. APAC.
Nor does Sam.
They're not allowed.
Nor does Sam. Sam's not allowed either. Until Sam beats OCE in a major, we have that over them. And but Furia won their group, and but Furia top 6 finish. Nah, they lost to the Renegades.
Exactly. We're better than Furia. Easy conclusion there.
Renegades are 6-0 this season against Furia.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, right now we're getting close to a 6-0. T1 versus Wyverns here. It's disappointing to see in Game 3. I thought we were seeing more and more improvement out of Wyverns, but it seems to have fallen apart even more. There's less and less urgency out of the Wyverns right now, and I think at this point they have run out of time for any answers to matter.
Someone clipped their wings, unfortunately, as Crab's going to get another one in. I mean, that's what Crabs do, right? They got those giant pincers, clip, clip. And since then, the Wyverns have just been unable to fight back. 5-0 lead, 1:20 remaining on the clock, and we're going to have our second sweep in a row.
Max, why am I unsurprised that you managed to work some Renegades fanfare into this when you came into party sporting the Renegade skin on your car?
I mean, yeah, support your OCE teams, Gex. Look, until APAC has their skins come out. KCP doesn't have a skin, but I have the Ground Zero one as well. I'm Renegades in orange, Ground Zero in blue.
Oh, Phoenix nearly puts it away for them, but Sakari will take the shot directly.
Like, when the APAC skins come out, I fully expect you to be rocking those.
Oh, of course, man. Like, don't even start. I'll be designing them.
True. Dude, that 1NE Octane is going to look so terrible, but the 1NE Dominus is going to be so fresh.
Now you're just teasing me. We don't even own teams anymore. Vitsino is nearly pushing us to a Brazil, but you know what? It could be even the 8-2.
Ooh,
maybe.
What's the 8-2? That's not a famous.
It is a thing.
Is it?
Yeah.
What is it?
That's there's Brazil and there's a famous scoreline that I've had shouted at me in chat before, actually.
Oh.
and I'm just blanking on it
What
now.
What a rambunctious group of individuals. I like that pass. I like that save a little bit more. 38 seconds remaining in this game.
Barcelona.
Yeah, that's not international. That doesn't.
Man.
I don't feel. Look, I don't really even care that much about football to begin with. 25 seconds left on the clock. Blasphemous, I know. And that's nearly going to go in, but the save by Saf on the goal line means we still have a chance to visit South America, one of those countries in between Argentina and to the side of Peru. 10 seconds left. And I don't think it's going to happen yet. Actually, I think we're pretty far away from Peru. I don't know. We're next to Argentina. That's what counts. 3, 2, 1, and we're not going anywhere. That's going to do it for this one. 3-0 sweep for UW-AEST 1.
Yeah, massive takeaway from them, and it just shows why they're sitting on top right now. Remain undefeated in Wyverns. They're going to have to lick their wounds. And they've got Family Guy's Brian there to do that, I guess, and it's gonna be a tough defeat for them. But they did show promise as well. I don't think we've seen a game tonight where we haven't seen good aspects out of a team. I expect Wyverns to come back stronger from this defeat, and maybe we see them later to demonstrate that as well.
Yeah, I just feel like this Group E is so difficult. So for any team to kind of crawl out of it, getting these early deficits, it's going to be rough. It's going to be very rough. Credit, though, to UW-AEST 1. They are still right in that hunt. 3-0 on the season so far, so very well done to them. However, for us, we still have one more game, Gex. We still have one more matchup still to come, and that is going to be UOW. We suck at Rocket League taking on UOM, a.k.a. U Mesa Love Letters. Now, the Love Letters, they have a history of winning this event. Granted, that lineup looked very different to the one we've seen right now. They're actually sitting 1-1, as you can see right here. We suck at Rocket League, currently sitting I believe 0-1. Yeah, they are 0-1 because everyone got a free win for whatever reason on Battlefield. Just don't question it. So, yeah, it's going to be an interesting one for sure. That's going to be our final matchup of the evening when we return. Do stay with us. More AEL in just a few moments. So, as we were just discussing, everybody, yeah, there's Rocket League coming up, but there's other things we need to discuss right now, and that's the difference between NA and EU. Clearly relevant here in OCE, but something that I have learned in the past. EU, post-stream, post-cast, they hang out, they have a chat, we have a good time. NA, they just bolt. And you know what? We're just bolting straight into our next matchup right now. It's UOW, We Suck at Rocket League, taking on U Mesa Love Letters. That was an inside joke that maybe only us two get. Either way, this matchup's going to be an interesting one because it's two teams with a history of success in this event, but again, not the start that either of these sides were looking for.
Max, if it helps, I can bolt after this stream. That's,
sure.
I meant if it helps NA.
You want to help NA? Why?
I'm gonna back up Bass, man. Like, Bass from the past, he's my boy.
Hyperia is my boy, all right? EU greater than NA.
All right. Yes, you're right, though. This is a matchup as great as NA versus EU. This is going to be a cracker of a match, I think. I'm hoping this is the closest we see tonight because so far it has been a struggle. There's been one team on the back foot the entire time. We want to see some back and forth, right? Yeah,
I definitely think we do want to see a bit of a closer affair. So we will be jumping into this matchup, I would say, right about now. Let's go to the pitch. It's one of the best looking stadiums we have when it comes to Rocket League. The word was given to go. I'm assuming the players are going to jump in. We're going to type go again.
Gonna jump in.
You know what? This is great because I have chat on, so you get to see, hey, look, I did type in go, and now I get to type in go again.
Oh, they saw it. They've seen it.
Oh, they saw it the second time. Look. Yeah, okay. Also, shout out to OY rocking that. I believe I want to say is that Eclipse?
Oh, there's a LMIT students shout out from Berserk right as they begin this as well. So it's nice to see the players backing each other here. Oh, and a good start off just to add to that as well.
That is an Eclipse logo, if I'm not mistaken.
It is. Yeah, it absolutely is, yeah.
And I'm assuming that is from ODL.
And shout out to Declan from Eclipse, apparently. So there you go. Yeah, OE is a fan. He's a fan.
I think I had this exact same discussion with Fetch last week where I struggled to remember what that logo was. And I think I figured it out faster. In fact, I said that's Eclipse with confidence because OI was, a little bit of Twitter smack was happening. Now I remember. It's all coming back to me, Gex. There was some Twitter banter going down, and I was like, oh, that's the Eclipse logo. Oh, that's really, really cool. Either way, we're 30 seconds into this game. It's already a 1-0 lead for the Love Letters, and they nearly get a second. Berserk just stopped on the line.
Berserk is really showing some big skills here, but we're seeing pushback by UOW here. Like you said earlier, UOW do not suck despite their name, and it didn't really help that you followed that up by the fact that they have not had a win yet.
They look strong in their loss.
Okay, all right, strong in the loss. That's what I like to hear.
I got to be honest. Sometimes a team can have a bad start, but can still look to turn it around. I still like this UOM side, I think, a little bit better, though, because I have had the opportunity to see both of these teams on stream already. And, well, Love Letters, they came away with the win when I saw them. UOW didn't, and maybe that's recency bias. But I am leaning more towards UOM. And, again, when I look at the history of UOM as well and some of the teams that have come from them in the past, I can't help but think of, the Caveman Ben, Riv, Tolendina lineup that was, absolutely massive. That, of course, won that season. That's to the shock of no one who knows those players. And now they're off to another great start, 2-0 after that goal from Nefoxel.
They are indeed sent home, but off the back of a backflip there by UOW as well. We want to see those cut down on very, very quickly if possible. But it feels like this is definitely in UMace's favor. I need to see what you were talking about. Where does this strength lie in UOW? I mean, you've seen them before. Where do you think that they find that?
Not on that play. Oh. Nothing about that play.
Well, I hope not, because that would be concerning if that was the play you thought was strong.
That was painful to watch.
Fantastic final shot from Berserk, though. He is coming up strong.
I guess, but, I mean, he found it because all three defenders missed the ball.
Or we're sitting under it.
Yeah, one of the two. Well, I mean, they were sitting under it because they missed it. It was kind of like, look, okay, play's already happened. We move forward. 2 minutes into this game, 3-0, and I was hoping for a tighter affair. Not looking to be the case, at least at the start. I like where Foxhole is sitting. Pass back down to no one. All right. I feel like they could have put that ball wherever they wanted to. Surprised they went for the corner, but still holding on to possession. UOM, they're going to try and find a fourth goal, I feel.
They are. Indeed. They're definitely trying to take anything they can get here. Look, I just gotta say, with the way that you hating on this UMESA team, I think it's on this UOW team.
Yeah,
sorry,
okay, okay.
I think it's a good thing that the team that is clearly watching the stream and listening to us right now is UMESA.
Yeah, I'm glad they're the ones who are listening. Although, maybe they should listen to their own comms,
here.
all right?
Clarify, there's no hatred on anybody.
Oh, that's not true. But I'm just keeping who I actually hate to myself. 4-0 lead in favor of UOM.
It's absolutely me right this second. Throwing you under the bus again. Oh my goodness. This is getting away though, and it may have already gotten away. UMESA Love is just coming out on top. OY with 3 shots, 2 goals is coming up on top right now, but I think Berserk for me has actually been the star player so far.
I now remember why I really liked We Suck. Because Nutmeg 9's username.
That's all you've got. Yeah.
Look, I don't remember much from that stream. It was the first week, all right? And I was a little bit loopy at the time. And well, Fetch and I had a good showing. Either way, Berserk going to go for that Musty. OY looking underneath, not going to connect. And I like the Musty setup. I don't like what that means for this series, because if one team is feeling confident enough to go for plays like that, and we're still in our opening game, usually these series end 3-1.
Yeah, I mean, look, at least my first outing for the University League did have some particularly close matches. I think I might have missed my opportunity today, though.
Yeah, I want to ask.
That's a really good shot upfield. Do they finish it? Yes, they do. Bandits is on it.
Yeah, they get on the board with a minute remaining. If they get another quick goal, perhaps there's a chance they can come back in this one. Bandits run. Just a nice little redirect off that side wall right there to put it through. To quickly ask, though, how was Matsy? Like genuine opinion right now on the spot. You can only say good things because they are listening. But how did Matsy go? I'm actually super curious on that one.
No, really good. I mean, Matsy obviously didn't have the in-game knowledge as much, like of missing a bit of the terminology. But even when he was making it up on the spot, he sounded confident and everything. So the banter was good. Everything came up good. It's always harder the first match, but I feel like by second match, we were well and truly in flow. So yeah, no, I think
that's good to hear.
Shout out for Matt.
Yeah, shout out to Matsy, the newest Rocket League caster here at AEL, and who is a familiar face, obviously, on that CSGO side. But seeing as Matsy has invaded our space now, Gex, you have to invade his.
Yeah, I mean, I believe I'm actually on that list. So
good.
Yeah, no,
good.
Just a matter of time. I actually did one last season. I did the. Oh no, I'm not gonna remember it. There was a particular Council Cup that I did the finals for. That was fun. That was good.
Yeah, Council Cups are always fun. Timer's going to tick down though, and if you're wondering why are you talking about Matsy instead of the game, well, it's because no one else was going to score until right about now. Bandits run's going to play it off that wall, pressure through the corner. Trust me, this one's going in, Gex. Bandits run's keeping it alive, back over to the middle of the field, but underneath, no, DeFoxel lets it drop. I wanted to be the biggest brain profit in the world right there, but that's not allowed.
My trust depleted faster than that defender's boost, all right? We are out of options here, and UMESA's going to take the first one quite confidently.
Yeah, that was a very confident game from our team in orange right now. UOM, the love letters, writing that one down, saying, you know what, we're going to get a lot of early goals, and then we're just going to kind of ease up towards the latter end, try to go for our musties, try to practice our mechanics a bit, and they saw successes. So really well done on that side, as we're going to go straight into game number 2 right now. Pressure. Oh, it's going to be on that team in blue. UOW, we suck. Would love to start to turn their fortunes back around in the second game. However, just based on the mechanical performance alone, UOM still has the advantage in my books.
So, I just noticed Nutmeg and Bandits Run have 8 ping. Are they installed to the server room? What do I have to pray to get that?
Wait, but aren't they on different... Oh, wow, yeah. Look, wait, but they're in UOW.
Yeah.
Isn't that the University of, like, Western Australia?
Don't ask me. I have no idea how that's even doable. Single digit is tough.
Especially from the West Coast as well. That's... Once
again, I will... there's got to be some kind of ritual I can perform to get single-digit ping, right?
Yeah, but if
just worked it out.
But if that
Especially
ritual
from
is
Western Australia.
moving to Western Australia, is it worth it, Gex? I mean, maybe.
Oh, yeah, okay. All right. You've got me. Yeah, you got me there.
Also, look at the map we're on, right? Like, this is definitely the second most WA map that we could possibly go to. Actually, no, sorry, the third most.
You just like insulted half of our viewers right now.
Oh, yeah, no.
They're like, we love WA. How dare you?
Yeah, well, then I'll just say something along the lines of...
yeah, but you have to live there. Of course you love it.
Yeah, there we go. That works. Look, I will say this. Out of all the states that I've been to and all the states that I've visited in Australia, which is pretty much all of them at this stage, nice goal from Berserk, WA, they have the most state pride out of anyone.
Mm-hmm. That's fair. That's fair. I mean, I get really sick of the whole state of origin thing. I think people get way too competitive. But the rest of the time, I think you're right. But yeah, the state of origin thing that can go too far.
Well, I mean, WA doesn't even care about that. They don't have any stake in state of origin. Look, I want to agree with you on the state of origin thing, but I am friends with...
like state pride runs high that time of year.
Well, yeah, I'm...
Queensland, New South Wales.
There is a family friend of mine who gets more invested than most, and it is hilarious. It is absolutely hilarious, and I don't want that to ever go away. 3 minutes still on the clock, especially because they're from New South Wales as well.
Yeah. I actually, we had a party for it one year, and there was only one Queensland supporter there, and we shut him out in the backyard to watch a projector on his own. So let's hope that there's no shutout here right now. UMESA only on 1 point. If there isn't a shutout, could go to an even series, and we are halfway through it, so still time to be done.
Yeah, still a lot of time on this clock, and a 1-0 lead is very comebackable. Bandits run, proving our point. Tie ball game halfway through game number 2.
That makes a lot of sense. Thank you for that message. Sorry, how is he a family friend? He messaged me Andrew Johns, by the way, people. I just
I wasn't okay. Well, no, this is an off-stream story. That's going to be 2-1, by the way. Bandits run off the kickoff. Off-stream story.
Well, I'll find out later. Everybody should find out later. I'll make a Twitter post about it.
That was a good goal.
That was a very good Bandits run, just a quick kickoff, and kind of messed up a little bit by UMESA, but it really didn't take much with that amount of speed off kickoff there.
Yeah, and I'm sending you... Look, the reason why I don't want this story shared, to be quite honest, is it doesn't sound believable, and it's also not necessarily my story to share. But I just sent you one more message. That's the truth. 2:15 remaining on the clock. Yeah!
You sent me, like, the most generic thing ever, and we're like, that's not believable.
Well,
why?
Okay, wait. Let me add the caveat then.
Oh, okay, yeah, all right, that does sound unbelievable.
2-2.
Berserk is doing unbelievable things as well, because that is a lot of ball control coming off this wall. That flip back to the boost to get under it again and just take it home. No defenders left in his way.
All right, we're 3 minutes into this game. It's tied. It's now officially interesting. 2 minutes to go. Let's see where this series does go. Love letters, they look so dominant at first, but UOW proving that, yes, there is a reason why I remembered this team fondly. However, as soon as we start to pay attention to them, they crumble. Nee Foxel finds the third goal of the orange side.
That's a crazy good setup by Berserk. I think
amazing.
He actually might have been trying to find the net there, which was a good effort if that was what he was going for, but doesn't quite find it. Does turn into a brilliant pass.
It does. Why swing and a miss? Nutmeg now going to play it off that side wall, looking for someone underneath. King Judas has a peek, but doesn't commit for that play. Swing and a miss from Nutmeg. Now OY back across that middle of the field. Challenged by Bandits run. Swing and a miss once again. As we wait to see who will take possession, it's going to be King Judas has Bandits run as well. The pass was a little bit too narrow, and as a result, the defense goes on the counter. OY going for the double, can't quite put it in.
Yeah, it would have been a very narrow angle. He had to take that close to the backboard because there was threat of defense reaching it first. If he did not, means that the angle is too tough. Goes up high again. There's pressure by UMesa, but I'm rooting for UOW to put this back right now. We need a series that isn't a clean sweep.
We do. We absolutely do. But with 1 minute remaining in game number 2, it might have to be the reverse sweep instead if we're going to get any variancy tonight. They got to find that goal. Also, I owe an apology to pretty much all of Australia right now. UOW is not Western Australia. It is Wollongong. So I was just throwing shade at, half of the country for no reason whatsoever.
WA is like, what did we even do?
You know what you did, WA. Look, I'm not taking it back. I'm just apologizing for it.
Shot. King Judas, good chance. It gets away from him, though. Landed too far forward on the car and just catapults upfield out of reach. As Bandits gets a good opportunity, but runs into a teammate as well. This is just all going wrong in the last moments where they actually have pressure. UOW, we suck, has to not suck right this second, and it's not gone their way. Berserk puts it just under the crossbar.
That was a beautiful play from Berserk right there, passing it to themselves. But what I loved about it is instead of waiting for the ball to be a bit more centered and perhaps a bit easier to read, Berserk was willing to go up the wall and chase after it. Be proactive in getting to the ball. Again, I always like making the reference to baseball in this situation. When you have a ground ball coming towards you, you don't stand around and wait for the ball to roll into your lap. No, you have to go forward and attack it. And that's exactly what Berserk did. That's how they got that goal. UOM love letters. They're going to be up 2-0 in this series. Pressure right back on Wollongong. They need to get the reverse sweep. Heck, they even need to win one game just to bring themselves back in this.
Something home run. There we go. I made the reference. UMesa love 2 goals up right now. UOW still on the back foot here, but that was a much better showing and actually even for a good portion of that game.
It was, however, there's still some red flags that I saw in that stat line. I mean, the big one, only 4 shots taken by the UOW side, and that's not going to be enough with the way how we are seeing UMesa actually play this one out. So as we do go into our third game, I'm going to want to see more of that offensive pressure that we saw towards the mid-latter half of that game from UOW stay consistent. Also, Nutmeg needs to be more involved. I think they only had about like 8 or 10 ball touches the entire game, and that was it.
Nutmeg takes the kickoff well, but it's just shot down. Knifeoxel trying to capitalize, but it gets away quickly. Bandits might actually be able to make something out of this, and a good attack here could mean that UOW come up as the leader in the match for the first time here, but Knifeoxel with that much control, that makes it tough. UOW just hold on as the pass goes awry.
Double commit, though, in the corner, and yet they're still able to find pressure. UOM, they'll get that first goal. It was a pass down, kind of that waterfall setup. And, well, I mean, well done to the team in orange. They're up 1-0.
They are indeed. And I mean, it's kind of the expected result here, but what wasn't is that straight off the bat, it really changed sides quickly. UOW able to get onto this ball with a lot more confidence now after getting a few goals out of that second game as well, I think. So definitely some stuff here that is looking promising for UOW. But I mean, the fact that UMesa is still looking for style points, that's concerning, yeah.
Yeah, it wasn't necessarily the best start that we wanted to see from the side of Wollongong to start off our third and potentially final game. They're still going for it, though, and I do appreciate that from them. Like, even on those challenges where it seems like they're off by a mile, at least they're going up and attempting something as opposed to just playing a passive defensive game, because historically that's been proven not to work. If you're going to make that upset happen, you have to be that proactive side. You have to go for these unusual and bizarre challenges, and I'd rather see a team go for those challenges and lose out every single time than not make any play at all.
Well, right now they have been making plays. It is coming away. Trumps for UMesa, but again, opportunities are rising for them, and OI is going to have no problems on that one.
I want to say that was a fake, and you know what? I'm going to. Nifoxel just clearly faked out. the defender right there. It wasn't a whiff that prompted another whiff. No. It was a fake to set up OY, and that's what commits a 2-0 lead.
Do you remember that one game where everybody whiffed for about 30 seconds straight?
Didn't that happen earlier today?
I mean, not quite, but it was close.
I do remember that game, though, yes.
Yeah, I want to go back to that game. That was funny.
That was funny. That was a fun moment.
This is getting a little less funny, a little bit more sad. UOW still struggling, still hanging in there. It's never been a massive blowout game, but the fact is, it probably could have been. UMESA are coming up with so much skill here. We should be happy about that, right? I mean, UMESA are giving us a great showing out of them. We are seeing the best out of that team. They're coming up trumps. It's just disappointing that we can't see UOW show the best they have as well here.
I have to agree with you. Unfortunately for UOW, it's just not been their night. And when you're dropping 0-2 already in this event, as we kind of discussed before, it's so difficult to dig yourself up and out of that hole. But for the love letters, I mean, what's been really impressive for me has been their aerial game. We've seen it time and time again, from Berserk in particular, actually, just able to go for these very long air dribbles. And against a lot of, like, the middle and maybe lower teams on the ladder, those air dribbles are going to be so dangerous moving forwards. When they go up against some of the better teams, that's when they can get properly challenged, and we'll see what happens then. But for right now, UOM, they're putting themselves in a very strong spot.
I love UMESA's back pass just a second before. Shoot at net, and he was like, look, if you spawn in the right corner, we're good. If you don't, it's in, and that's fine. Tell you what is in is Berserk, taking that off the ceiling.
That's a very nice shot and goal. And look, we are saying these things as well genuinely, not because we know UOM is the one team that listens to us instead of each other. So, like, they are genuine compliments we are throwing to that team in orange as well.
Absolutely. They are coming up so big. How could you not? They are going to be tough to beat, especially if they can take the skills they're showing in just style right now and put it into gameplay against a team that's going to challenge them more.
That said, because they are listening, and I have to throw shades somewhere, I don't know. Oh, why your car looks like a caramel chocolate egg. 1:22 remaining on the clock, though. Berserk is going to try to race back. Oh, why is going to be able to get there first. You see that, do you? Like, you know, the chocolate with, like, the caramel kind of seeping through?
Yeah, I see that. Yeah. I see that. But I mean, to be fair, Berserk looks like a stock car, so...
I love NASCAR.
Not that kind of stock car, man. Oh my goodness. No.
That's gonna be it's a swing and a miss from Defox.
Do you see a number on that?
Hey, it's an own goal.
That's anywhere. Damn it.
Is this intentional or not?
This is yeah, it is.
Okay.
It is. Absolutely. He's just giving us our quota, though.
But we got it before.
Yeah, I know. Maybe he doesn't know that.
Oh, yeah. I must have missed the pre-flip own goal from mid-pitch.
Yeah.
Sorry, your ground pitch attempt was good and all, but it wasn't an unintentional pre-flip own goal, all right?
From midfield.
Yeah.
Bandits run, gonna get behind this and take it upfield, but with 34 seconds left, they might be out of time here. Nifoxel up to the backboard one last time. A good defense from King Judas. Hey, you have to say, UAW has had some good showings on defense as well. It's just been kind of overwhelming, as has been pretty well the story of the night. We've seen three massively big teams, just unfortunately none of them going up against each other, but that is coming in the future because all of these guys move forward with one more notch in the belt in this tournament. They get one for the road, and what a save away will keep that 1-3 scoreline alive. They might even go for one more. Nifoxel sends it forward, but that will find ground. UMESA Love come up big once again, and that is game.
Well played by the side of the Love Letters. They will come out on top in this one, as mentioned before. 3 series tonight, 3 3-0 victories, and that last one of the more dominant of the three, believe it or not. It was an interesting night nonetheless. My heart does go out to UOW at the end of this one. They did fight valiantly, however. it is that experience differential that it comes to, especially in the group stages in events like this. And during the Swiss stages, yeah, you're going to get matchups like this where teams might fall that little bit short. But what's more important to pay attention moving forward is how both of these teams improve, because I would dare say that was not a perfect series.
No, UMESA really came out big, but by no means would I say that they're the best team in this tournament so far. Not the best team tonight even, and they may not even be the best team in their group. We're yet to see that. It is early days in this tournament, so keep an eye out.
I mean, I see a team called Swang Gang, and I get excited, right? Like, that's just...
Yeah. Can we just make a request that we cast Swang Gang?
I'm sure we will at some stage. They're going to be making it out of that group. So, yeah, we will get there one of these days. But for now, that is going to do us for tonight. It's been another amazing stream here at AEL, and I'd like to thank our sponsors one more before we do sign off. Predator, AOC, and RIG. A big thank you to the three of you, without which we could not hold amazing intervarsity events such as this one. Shout out to Gex up above for joining me today. I think you're going to be seeing a lot more Gex on Wednesdays in the future. And how does that make you feel? Do you have to stay locked in?
Are you asking me, or are you asking the chat how that makes them feel? Because I
don't care what chat thinks.
I'm kind of concerned about
you know I don't care
reaction
what
to
chat thinks. I think I made that clear all night.
Yeah. That's true. Toxic Max is going to hand to me. Yeah, no, it's great to be here. Second one here now on the Uni series. And it is a bit of a step up from the high school series, as probably expected. But yeah, we talked about it already. The future of Rocket League coming out of a lot of these kind of tournaments. So really good to see these players coming up, even if it has to be a walloping. Teams like UMESA coming up big, and love to see it.
That
love to see more of them
AOE
in
EMP.
yeah, the one we've never heard of before.
Hi, Lethal. Anyways, yeah, so that's how that one all works out. But that will do us for tonight. Again, a big shout out as well to the people behind the scenes. A big thank you for all of you who tuned in. And make sure to keep your eyes on this channel, because it's not just Rocket League. It's all of the esports, your CSGOs, your Dotas. World of Tanks is coming. I promise you. It's gonna be here one of these days.
Hey,
but
I'm gonna commit in that.
all right. That's
Sounds fun.
Yeah, that is. I'm keen for that. Anyways, gonna be signing off for now. Thank you all for joining us. I'll catch you next time.